Hi everyone, today I'm here to talk about Little Bee by Chris Cleave. A coworker of mine gave me this book to read and I 100% suggest it. It is fantastic, it is well written, it made me aware of problems in the world that I didn't know were a thing or have never heard about before, and so I really like books that open my eyes. That being said, it's not like a super happy-go-lucky, like, yay, what a great ending story. And so if you cannot take abuse and war and crap like that, you probably should not read Little Bee. Like, if those are triggers for you, I would definitely not suggest it. I mean, I would still suggest it if you can handle it because it was just like so well written and so beautiful and sad and eye opening all at the same time that, like, I would suggest it if you can handle war and depictions of violence. That being said, Little Bee is basically about Nigerian oil genocide, which is something I'd never heard of before, and I feel like I should. And yet at the same time, like the media, I'm not going to say only reports on certain things, but it kind of jumps around from place to place, and whatever's kind of like popular at the moment is what gets reported on. And so I have not really heard or read about or learned about at all oil genocide in Nigeria and how they just like killed a bunch of people in villages because there was oil there and they wanted it. People wanted it. And that was news to me. So, very eye opening. I definitely need to research more about it, but also need to be aware that, yeah, there's still crap happening in the world that I don't even hear about. And I honestly wish I could help everyone in the world because people suffering really upsets me. And I wish that we would all be nice to each other because we could be, if people just tried hard enough, we could be happy and content, but we just like aren't, and it's upsetting. But anyways, a little rant about humanity there. Chris Cleave is a really great writer. I mean, this is the only book of his I've written, so whether his other ones are fantastic or not, I have no idea. But Little Bee was written amazingly. There were a few characters. Little Bee is the main character, but there were a few characters that she is with at the beginning of the novel, and then she leaves them. And even though they were just there at the beginning, I really, really wanted to know what happened to those people just because I already cared about them, even though they were only in the novel for like a short bit. And that just shows, I think, that Chris Cleave is really good at like characterization and writing people that we want to get to know more and we want to know what happens to them, even if they're only there for a little bit in the story. And so I thought that was amazing. His characterization of the young boy in the book as well, always wanting to be Batman and having his Batman suit on. He was just really well at writing. He did really well, like portraying how a 4-year-old would act in different situations and what he would be like. And I thought that was amazing and fantastic because I really appreciate authors that can like differentiate their characters and write different characters, like a Nigerian orphan coming to England really well, and a 4-year-old boy who thinks he's Batman also really well. Like completely different people, completely different backstories, but still so well written. And that's what I liked about it so much. I loved the characters and I felt sorry for them and I felt for them, and I really wanted to know what happened to those women at the beginning. Like, I still want to know. And I've read to the end of the book, and I guess this is a spoiler, but you don't find out what happens to them, obviously. So and that's not a big plot point. Like, that's not going to ruin the book for you if you think it was, and it did. Sorry about that. I would definitely suggest Little Bee by Chris Cleave because it is an amazing book, and like I said, it did open my eyes. Super well written, not happy-go-lucky book. So if you can handle the heavy, 1,000% suggest it. It was amazing and fantastic. So that being said, my question for today, which I hopefully haven't asked yet because honestly I don't remember, is what continents have you traveled to? Because in the story, Little Bee, she comes all the way from Nigeria all the way to England, and they're like completely different places. I myself feel like I haven't really gone through like culture shock that much. I've been to Asia, I've been to Europe, and I've been to Australia. And being from America, like I said, I didn't really feel culture shock that much in those places. I felt like the one that was the most different was Japan, definitely. And I would say it was the most different because they don't throw litter on the street. And that was literally, litter. Okay. So different from America because they just like keep their trash with them until they get home and throw it away like everyone should. Okay, don't litter. But other than that, I feel like I haven't really faced culture shock before. Whereas little B, when she comes to England and is walking around, she's like, whoa, like obviously completely different. That was another thing I really loved, just real quick, was how in the book, little B, the main character, is always like, how would I explain this to the girls back home in Nigeria? How would I explain this? What would this be? And I loved those parts because Chris Cleave is not a little girl from Nigeria. But once again, he writes so well, and the way that she would explain things to people back in Nigeria was fantastic, and I would never even think about things like that, and I absolutely loved it. So definitely check out Little Bee by Chris Cleave. Fantastic, well-written, very eye-opening book. Definitely one of the favorites that I have read this year. Thank you so much for listening. If you like book reviews, please subscribe. I post or try to post every Friday. And please comment down below, have you ever faced culture shock? Or do you know anything about the Nigerian oil genocides? Because like I really don't know that much. Even after researching it, I feel like I don't know diddly squat about it. Except that people were killing them to get oil, which it sounds bad, is nothing new. But like, what the heck, people? Like, just effing be nice to each other. Yes. Sorry. Thank you for listening once again. Little Bee by Chris Cleave. Definitely read it. It's really good. I just ranted for like 7 minutes about how great this book was. Yeah, that's what I do. I just rant about books because I love books. Anyways, yeah, you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!